What's up? We are and today is Thursday, motherfucking what? April the 10th.
Yeah.
April 10th, 2025. Happy to be here. It's a beautiful day up in Long Beach. Over here at Signal Hill, at Hilltop. Hope you can see that beautiful background of the city. Yeah, man. Are you complacent? Have you become complacent in your life? Have you become too comfortable? Are you settling with good enough? How do you know? How do you know that you've become complacent? Well, there's a lot of different telltale signs. Shit. For one, you can tell by if you have a habit that you can't break that isn't necessarily beneficial, or even especially beneficial more than anything else, but you stick to it because it's what you know and it's what you're used to. Like, for example, you go to work the same route every fucking day, when there could be other routes. You don't even know if there's a better route, but you take the same one because that's the first one you learned when you moved to the city, and that's the safest route you know, and that's the one you've been taking for years.
May not be the most efficient though.
Exactly.
Right? Like you said, it's just something that you know. You never took the time to try anything different. You just do it because you're comfortable.
Complacent. What does complacent mean by definition? You know?
Complacent. I'm not really sure by the actual definition. I could say from my understanding of it, it's just being, well, we could use the word comfortable. That's one. Complacent, yeah. Comfortable. In a lot of ways, stuck in a rut. You know? Yeah, stuck in a rut, comfortable. That's how I define it.
Complacent. I was hoping for the definition of it, the actual. My phone's moving slow as fuck. So anyway, yeah, I wish I had the actual definition of it. But yeah, basically, that's one telltale sign that you've become complacent in your life, because you refuse to change. You're sticking to what's comfortable.
You keep doing the same things, even though if they're not necessarily even working for you. You know, I see that a lot. I see people doing the same thing just because that's what they know. That's what they're comfortable with. Although it may not even be working for you. You know, it kind of plays into that whole thing where they talk about insanity. We're doing the same thing over and over again. You know, and expecting a different result. But people are complacent. They do the same thing over and over again, and it's the same result, and they want change, but nothing's changing. But because of that, they stick to it because they're complacent. They're comfortable in that route they take, in that direction they take.
The way they move,
right.
What they're doing on day to day, it
right.
doesn't change much.
Right.
What he's trying to say is that it doesn't necessarily serve you in a better way or anything. I think that's the difference. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's probably more beneficial if making that change actually serves you in a better way than it did before. For sure. I mean, I believe in general, just for me, for myself, in general, change is always good. You know, I'm not really a very, I'm not a fixed person like that. I kind of thrive off change, constant change. But another reason how you know you're complacent is if you look in the mirror and your body is just not up to par. Like, you're in just horrible shape. Like, you look in there and you're not happy with it, but you keep going through life, doing the same thing, living the same way, eating the same way, and basically continuing the same patterns, the same habits. That's complacent. You know you're complacent because you've gotten too comfortable and you stop fucking working towards working your better self, working towards your better self. An example, working out, eating balanced, you know? That's one way. Being out of shape, being in bad health is a very good sign, a telltale sign that you've become complacent. You stop striving for more. You stop striving for better. You stop striving for new. Overall, you don't want to change. And that's understandable because as a human being, I know personally, holding on to things that you're comfortable with is a great feeling. It's a safe feeling. A lot of people find comfort and safety in doing that. Shit, I did. I still do it sometimes, but I try my best to stay away from that because that same comfort, that same safe feeling could be too overwhelming and you could just become stagnant in life. You'll be so damn comfortable and so safe feeling, so complacent that you don't make the next move. You've gotten comfortable with this next level of life. Like for example, say you were poor first 10 years of your life, then after that you become rich. You come across some money and now you've got a new lifestyle. But that same lifestyle you've become accustomed to, and it isn't necessarily all there is. It's just the new next level that you've discovered of life, of abundance, of joy, next level of health, the next level of happiness. There's always new levels. There's always next levels to be achieved. There's always new heights to get to.
Yeah, but if you get stuck, if you get too comfortable in that level, that your current level, you'll never see them. You'll never even think to even go after those other levels. You know, that's why it's like I love the mentality that saying staying on your toes. Always stay on your toes. You never get flat-footed. Don't get too rooted. You know, you want to get just enough comfortable, but never too comfortable. I actually have a tattoo on me that says, "Comfort is a drug I can't afford." And for me, what that means is it's an addictive thing. Comfort is an addictive thing for most human beings, you know? It's a thing that we all seek out, you know? Something that all humans like, we all love it, you know? Comfort food, comfort ways of living, but it's an addicting thing. And if you get too comfortable, it can kill you. It really can. It can kill your dreams, it can literally kill you. Too much comfort, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a saying that I live by. Comfort is a drug I can't afford. That's a drug I cannot afford. It is too expensive, you know? So you never want to get too comfortable, AKA complacent, you know? You never want to do that too much. You want just enough, you know? That's how I look at it. Because it can kill your dreams. It can kill your dreams, and it stops the motivation, you know?
Yeah, man, and it also it hinders your growth in a really subtle way. Yeah, you're comfortable and you're familiar with it and you're safe, but in the meanwhile, it's become a crush and you're not growing much either. Because this next level you achieve, you're treating it as if it's the end all be all. And there's really no such thing.
There's always another way to go, another level to go.
That's why they say life is a marathon, not a race.
Right.
You know?
Right.
What that basically means is don't be in a rush, because there's always another level to go. What I also should say is don't get too comfortable, because that's just as bad. You know? Don't treat this as if this is the only thing. If you've come across a new level in life, congratulations for you. You probably worked for it. If you earned it and you worked for it, more power to you. But don't treat that as if that's all there is. It's not the end all be all. There's another level to be achieved. There's a new level of growth that's waiting on you on the other side. But you'll never know it if you look at this one new level that you've achieved like it's an end all be all situation. You should celebrate and then get up off. Don't get too comfortable resting in your laurels.
Yeah, because you know what? That is an important thing to take note of. It is important to celebrate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to just keep going. You do want to take out pause to celebrate your win, and you want to keep going, get on. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate and keep going.
Yeah.
You know, you don't, like you said, you don't want to rest on your laurels for all the reasons we just said.
Yeah, because you guys ever seen like in an NBA game, you watch a motherfucker score, bam, he hit a three. and he got to celebrating. As soon as he hit that three, he got to doing his dance, and as soon as he did his little dance, he got off deep. Nigga snatched the ball, turned that bitch around, and dunked on them fools while he's busy fucking celebrating. Just that quick.
Yeah.
You got one off on you.
You caught slipping really
You
easy.
got caught slipping because you were celebrating too long.
Right.
See? Nothing wrong with celebrating, but you can't get too much into that because life goes on. There's always a new one to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you know, it's the goal of this isn't to get comfortable. The goal is to keep growing, keep moving, keep striving for more. I think what helps is to always surround yourself around people and things and situations that are growth oriented.
Yeah.
Always trying to do the next level. Always trying to be better than you were yesterday. You know?
And it can be small incremental growth, incremental growth. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be large. You know, for instance, a good example. Let's say you run a small e-com business, right? A little e-com, online store. And let's say yesterday you made let's say you made 100 sales yesterday. Well, the next day, aim for one more. Aim for 101 sales. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. But always be making incremental growth constantly, you know? Never just get settled on that number. Because I know, matter of fact, I can say that because at one time I owned a small little e-com store called Rad Dot, right? And eventually I got to a point on a monthly basis, there was like a base level of sales that I was getting every month. And I was comfortable with that because it was meeting my needs that I needed financially. Instead of saying, nah, keep going, boost your sales every month. Let's keep going. I wasn't doing that. You know, I got real comfortable with just that amount, and it was good enough for me because that was a hard level to even get to for me for a long time. It took a while to get to that. So once I got there, I got comfortable, and guess what? My growth stopped financially, business-wise, it stopped. You know, so that's just one good example right there in business how that can happen as well. Even with your body. You know, let's say you get to a certain place with your body when you're working out. You finally get those gains. You finally get to that weight, level that you want.
You hit a plateau. It does happen.
Yeah.
And it's meant to happen. That's the beauty in that.
Yeah,
it's
it's
meant
supposed to encourage you to keep going. That's
right.
why.
Right. Like that, and that goes to say, I said it to say, like, when you come across obstacles in your life, what helps you keep going, I think a perspective to help you keep going and wanting to move past that is by looking at it differently. I think looking at it, looking at it an obstacle or a new challenge in your life, instead of looking at it as an obstacle, look at it as something inviting. That is your cue to the next level you said you want to get to. You say you pray at night, or you ask yourself, man, I want to get to this next level of life. What's on the other side of this level? I made it to this, thank God, I'm grateful for that. But what's after this? What's the next level of this? I want to know. Okay, so the universe heard that. So next day, you wake up next morning and a new opportunity about a new job or a new friend you meet. Say they into this one situation that they think is going to make them millions. They ask you if you're interested in joining them with it. That's an opportunity. You don't know much about it yet, but it's worth giving a shot. It's worth being open to, because that may be the opportunity that opens the next door to that next level you say you want to get to. But if you're not already in the you know, when people say keep you in the mix or keep them in the, what's the word for that? Rotation? What's the word for that?
Say that.
If you're not in the rotation or in the loop of all things where people are trying to strive for better, you're probably going to miss that type of information.
So yeah, it's important to surround yourself around people that are already aiming that are consistently always aiming for more growth.
Right.
Surround yourself around those kind of people. It makes it a lot easier, for sure.
It does. That way you don't have to try so hard to keep yourself motivated.
Right.
You'll be able to work off each other.
Right, exactly. And you won't miss out on opportunities because those opportunities will be around you. They'll be more abundant because you've got those kind of people around you. Right. That kind of energy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're surrounded around that kind of energy, you're gonna attract more of those type of opportunities.
That's one thing that I'm glad that I am very grateful that we did move back here, because I can honestly remember that, like, I can honestly say that a lot of people that I was hanging around when I was in St. Louis, they weren't necessarily growth oriented. They weren't necessarily trying to do better. They were just like, this is what it is, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but I wasn't, and
It's fine for them.
It's fine for them,
Yeah.
but it wasn't fine for me. I'm naturally the kind of person that wants to see what's next.
Right.
I feel like we're not here forever, and there's no reason to sit here and just be settled with whatever God has given us or what life has given us.
Right.
If you have a way to try to get more and able to achieve that and have access to more, you should strive for more.
Right.
And
We
better.
all have a higher potential. I'm telling you that right now. Every single person on this planet has a higher potential. But if you won't know what it is if you don't strive for it. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. How sad would it be to live this short life that we have to never know what your full potential ever was? I wake up every day wondering, how far can I take it for real? How far can I actually go? How high can I actually go? And I hope that since you're listening, I'm pretty sure you're something like that too. You think like that too. So you should be doing that. You should always be thinking to yourself, how far can I take this? How much more can I get? How much more can I go? How much more can I grow? A growth mindset, right?
Because, yeah, man, good, having something good is great, right? That's a great thing. But better is always possible.
Right. It's
So
written in our DNA anyway.
It is,
to go
to
after
strive for more.
It really
You
is.
So, I just think that we shouldn't be working against ourselves by just settling.
Right.
We should be working with what our spirit really wants for us, I believe, and that's to want more, to do better, to always try to get better. And really, it don't got to be nothing extreme. It ain't even got to be finances. You may be fine where you are financially. That's fine. But there's other ways you could grow. If that's where you feel fulfilled, then cool. But there's always some other area where you could be doing better. Right. Don't ever get so complacent and so fucking arrogant and so stupid and so thick-headed that you think, yep, I achieved it all. I don't need to do anything anymore.
You'll never achieve it all anyway.
You never will anyway. So you might as well just get that out your mind. But you might as well just convince and commit yourself to trying to be better every day in some kind of way. And it can start in small ways. It doesn't have to be a huge, extravagant, crazy fucking shift. It doesn't have to be that way. Chances are it won't be anyway, because usually what I observed is that it happens gradually in small ways. Plus, it will help you not get overwhelmed with trying to do that. Right? Start small. But see yourself. Yeah, see yourself. It helps if you see yourself as that new, goal being achieved, or that new person you want to be, or that new job you want to have, that new car you want to drive, that new neighborhood you want to live in. Shit, I'm doing it as we sit here. A lot of beautiful shit around me, man. It's very inspiring.
Literally, where we're at right now. We said this is Hilltop Park,
Hilltop Park.
In Signal Hill.
It's beautiful over here.
We live down in Long Beach, down the hill, but it's a short ride. But this is something to strive for. If you look around, if you can see. Matter of fact, let's show it.
Sure.
Let's I'll take a quick look at the area. You know what I mean? That's something to strive for.
If you ask me, it is.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Nigga did not grow up in those situations like this.
Right.
A lot of the shit we was growing up with was hella grimy, and it wasn't as beautiful. And so that takes more work to stay inspired to try to pursue something greater than what you come from. Right. Thank God we had the imagination and the heart to want to do that. But just like everybody else, we've become complacent in a lot of areas in our life at different times. Right now, for me, it's not the time for complacency. I promise you that. And I've already just eliminated the idea of it. I won't even entertain the idea of becoming complacent. For what? I know what the worst look like. I've been rock bottom, AKA the worst, you know what I mean? To hell. I done did all that. I've been there. And it ain't nothing cool about it. Ain't nothing to be bragging about, ain't nothing to be proud about. The only thing I am about is that I'm grateful, is that it let me see what the worst could be, or a very bad level could be. And it made me only want best. I only want better than what. Don't give me average, fuck you. Don't try to offer me average, because what that tells me is that you're trying to think that's all I deserve. Essentially, it's for you to fucking make that decision anyway. But you damn sure should never let nobody else tell you what you deserve.
Don't let them decide for you.
What level you require that. No, that's for you to decide. At least I can respect it if you made that decision for yourself.
And just so you know, also this is a reminder. This is a reminder to ourselves. This isn't like a, telling what you need to do.
Hell no. Yeah.
This is a reminder to ourselves. Us telling you this is a reminder to ourselves.
I'm gonna look back at this,
Right.
and remind my damn self. I need this.
This is a note to self. Also, a motivation to you.
Yeah.
Also, because we're doing this together. Like I said, this whole thing is about connecting and helping each other out.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we just two dudes trying to be better today than we were yesterday.
Each moment,
each day, each second. You know what I mean? And it's a constant process, man. It's adjusting and readjusting. Learning and unlearning, loving, being in love, falling out of love with yourself. It's a process, man. Don't be too tough on yourself. Don't put too much on yourself. But if you do anything, man, just love yourself. Before you do anything else, do it with love, man. I promise you, you will be guided in that decision, because that's what this shit really comes up to. Self-love. That's what it really comes down to.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've said it before, if you can't love you right, if you can't love you properly, don't think you can really be able to properly love someone else, because it don't work the other way around. It starts with you. I know we said this before, but I'm gonna say it again for those that don't understand. If you need to hear it, starts with you. Speaking of which, I love you. And the reason I'm able to love you is because I love myself. So I need you to go through whatever you need to go through. Take the time you need to take to love yourself for yourself. We are DV. If you have any questions or any comments or inspired by anything we said today, get in the comments, let us know. It's very much appreciated. We ain't out here just to be doing it. We out here because we really give a fuck, and we just trying to connect.
And to help us push this channel forward, if you don't mind, like this video right now. Take out the time to like this video and even more subscribe to the channel so we can help this channel grow. All right?
Yeah.